Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Day with Trae for another episode of the Reign of Style Takeover. It's definitely going to be a terrific Tuesday in the building for y'all because I get to start my day off with somebody who is definitely known here on the Day with Trae and Converge Media. We got Koach Giggz in the building. He's going to be talking about how he been hosting the Reign of Style and bringing his flair of style to this amazing hair show. And later on in the show, we're bringing back Aisha Ellis Asim. She's going to be talking about not only Reign of Style, but also her hair salon. We're going to dive into that a little bit more later on in the show. But of course, you know it is the top of the show, y'all. So it's the perfect time to tag and share the stream. Go ahead and participate with us. Share the stream with folks who you feel could benefit from a daily dose of dopeness right here on the Day with Trae. If you can't watch our TV show, don't trip. We got you covered. You can still listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and the Day with Trae. You'll find me on whichever platform is your favorite because we are on all of them. So there's like 200 plus platforms. I don't even know them all, but go ahead and search your favorite one and you'll find us there. Well, I want to give a huge shout out to the Reign of Style team for joining me this week on the Day with Trae. So grateful that we have a platform that gets to really elevate in a deep way something that's been so anchoring in hair culture and in Black culture here in the Pacific Northwest, celebrating its 10th year this year. So I'm really excited that they're all here. And of course, I'm definitely excited because I get to have a great discussion with my brother from another mother, Koach Giggz. Coming up next, he's going to be joining me talking about how he has been bringing his brilliance to Reign of Style. What's up, Coach?
What's going on? It's Koach Giggz, your hostess that does the mostest.
Yeah,
okay.
No, I love it too because there's times where people are like, "Don't trip, Trae. We got Coach." You know. So I love it because you're all over the place. But lots of us know you about dance from the dance world, bringing some phenomenal performances to the Pacific Northwest and beyond. But you do a lot of other things. And so before we get into you hosting Reign of Style, I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the other things you're bringing your brilliance to.
You know, so like when you bring Koach Giggz to anything, you know what I'm saying, you know that you're going to get a whole experience because I'm a brand all by myself. So you're going to get laughs, you know, you're going to get a good time, you're going to get entertainment, you're going to get love, you know, and honestly, in terms of like the Reign of Style, I don't think a lot of people know that I do hair also on the side. So like I actually went to SVI, School of Cosmetology, where Miss Gia was my instructor, Miss Valentine was one of my instructors, and also being mentored by Hilary Preston, Kenya Bostic. And so now that I went from like a performer in the Reign of Style to a host, like, you know what I'm saying, maybe a judge one day. So it's all lit, it's all lit.
No, you're definitely dropping bombs here. As soon as we start the show, I didn't know that you did hair.
I know a lot of people don't, which is crazy. It's like one of the biggest kept secrets.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
See, you got all the talents and skills. And it's so crazy, y'all, because we were just talking before the show, realized we've known each other for 20 years.
Right.
So, like, that's a whole, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, we go way, way back, but it's so beautiful to see your expression of love in the ways that you have always poured into community. Tell us a bit about that tie to community and how important it is to you.
I mean, honestly, so I was just thinking about this recently. Like, why did I start cutting up? You know, and I often say I started cutting up to be an anti-negative for the youth in my community. But I really think I started cutting up now that I'm older and I think back and I think differently for myself because I wanted to belong somewhere. And cutting up became that community that I was able to belong to. And then it pulled in a bigger community that could also belong to cutting up. And I mean, after that, it's just really full circle. You know what I'm saying? If we all feeling connected and loved and supported as a people, like it's a win-win.
Well, that's a beautiful thing, and honestly, we all need that place
Thank
to
you.
belong. Belonging now is such a key kind of word that's out there, but it's something that I think has been in our community from the gate,
Yes.
right? And so when we think about the ways that we've poured into each other, loved on each other, like you
Yes.
said, Koach Giggz is a brand. Anywhere you go, you're gonna get, the smiles, the laughs, the love.
All the
like
things.
all of that is really important. So tell us about, your connection to Reign of Style. You said it, yourself. You've been in the hairstyling world, and people didn't know. It's one of those things, but you still hooking people up on the side. But tell us about how you said, you know what, I now get to be a part of something and host this and bring, Koach Giggz to the whole thing of Reign of Style.
It's interesting. So we're talking about just belonging and connecting, right? And so me going to cosmetology school in like 2007, and Miss Gia, who was here, and then Miss Valentine being my instructors, right? And then Kenya being one of my classmates back then, and even, a big part of the show, who is Michelle Williams, like all 4 of her kids danced on Cutting Up. She was a participant in the show, like in the competition. And at some point, I used to do hair in her kitchen, right? And so it's just like, and then Aisha, who her cousin is the DJ, is my cousin. So it's just like that whole community and belonging thing. And like when they say like, this is a small world, no, this is an intentional world, okay? And God, intentionally puts people where they belong to continue to feed and fuel the world, of Black excellence. And so it was by no accident, and so I think Aisha brought me in like, maybe, I don't even know, I should ask her. But maybe I think it's because she knew my cousin, or my cousin was her cousin, right? It's like, okay, this guy dances, da-da-da. And then Kenya, who was the host for so long, just took notice in me hosting my own Cutting Up shows. And at some point she was like, yo, it's time to pass the torch. And she passed it to me. And like, I just love Aisha for trusting me, because the hosts, they keep it popping. They make you feel what you're supposed to feel at a show. And I thank Kenya for trusting me. I thank Aisha for trusting me, and like building the bond with Aisha. I tell her every year, like, yo, this is so necessary. Like, please keep doing this. The community needs this. And I called you. I was like, girl, what's up? Like, you coming to the hair show this year? You like, what? And I was like, what? And so, once again, it's an intentional world, not a small world.
Yeah.
Because how you pour into me even made me want to call you off the rip. And now we're here, a day with Trae, Reign of Style, for a whole week.
Yeah.
So I love it. Thank you for who you are too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes both ways, right? Who would have known that, 20 years ago we'd be here and be, in a sense, prominent as we are in community. And I always take it as a opportunity to just love on folks, right? And that's really what this show is about. So I'm so glad that you thought of us. And really, the funny thing is that people have no idea how often, we're contacted. Like, hey, yo, you know about this thing? You know about this thing? There's so much I don't know about. And this show has been such an opener for me too, right? To learn more and to be able to pour in more to community. So I'm grateful for the opportunity. And yes, we did have Miss Gia on just yesterday, and it was so great to hear kind of, her, because I'm like, Gia, you've been in the business for years. And so we talked a bit about, the decades of styles. I want to hear from you some of the things that you've been able to not only experience as a host of the show, but just watching some of the amazing things that are taking place. Tell us about some of those peak moments for you over the years.
Man, so one of my peak moments was when Shantae, who works at Michaela's Salon, like when she used to do the competition part. And back then, it felt like I'm watching Bubbling Brown on a hair stage. Like, it was like, whoa, like people are literally bringing like full productions, but showcasing hair, not just movement, So that has been one of the peak moments. Honestly, like just watching a Black woman in our community, Aisha, do something for 10 years, it's not easy. And so just watching her smile through it, like I watched her last year intentionally for the first time, and I was like, wow, this is what I look like when I'm doing it. Just like smiling and loving and shaking hands and holding babies, you know what I'm saying? And afterwards, you know it was a tough job. But to watch this black woman just give her all, and she has her own life and her own family, like that's something inside that people don't really see. I don't think the viewers really know what the producers and curators have to sacrifice to give to the community. And so watching her be so graceful, honestly, last year was a highlight for me, and it fed me to say, you know what, like, yeah, y'all keep doing this. Like, she gave me a little encouragement to keep doing what I'm doing, just watching how graceful she did what she did. Yeah. So those were like two people. Oh my gosh. One year, let me tell you, one year, Michelle Williams did this Avatar thing. Oh my gosh. And Avatar is my favorite movie too. And when they started going, woo, 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 I was like, period. And so so the band Shantae, Avatar Michelle Williams, and then just watching Aisha work. Like those have been my highlights. Yeah, and of course, cutting up performing.
Of course. Well, you're giving us some anchor reasons to want to come this year. So I got to give you time to plug the show. Okay. Make sure folks out there know why they need to be there this year.
Period. So everybody, Reign of Style hair show and competition. We need y'all as a community to show up. We need y'all to pull up. There's a lot of things that the black community has had in Seattle over, you know, the span of Seattle that we no longer have because it lacked support. So we need participants, we need community, we need competitors that's not afraid of a little smoke, okay? Pull up, do your big one, sign up, be there, share. It don't cost you nothing to share.
There we go. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
For being with me today. Always a pleasure, brother.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, y'all. He done got us started off right. And you know we're going to continue this amazing energy because up next we got Aisha Ellis Asim back in the building. We're going to be talking about her salon and some of the things that she does, as well as, of course, some more about Reign of Style. Stay tuned right after this short break. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Seattle Opera presents X, the life and times of Malcolm X. The story of one of the most misunderstood figures in U.S. history comes to McCaw Hall for an exceptional night at the opera. Pulitzer Prize-winning composer Anthony Davis produces an American classic with influences from classical music, jazz, pop, blues, and more. Don't miss X, the life and times of Malcolm X, February 24th through March 9th at McCaw Hall. Details at seattleopera.org.
Africatown Plaza is our latest affordable housing development project. It's 126 units of affordable housing over community commercial space.
It's the first time in my career, and I've been doing this for 10 years, that I was able to design for people who look like me.
Africatown Plaza is a beacon of hope.
Africatown Plaza is a love letter to the community.
You on my mind a lot, don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, miss you every day. You seem like the barging down. Got my heart, no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part 2, we don't need no pause. You can't miss me, we gon' get tipsy. Don't need a power shot.
Copy my steel. Face this back that. Copy my steel. Face this back.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday, and joining me right now is the producer of Reign of Style, coming back once again, Miss Aisha Ellis Asim.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Good, good. Thanks for coming back today.
Thank you for having me back.
Well, yeah, you know, it was great to be able to talk to Coach and to hear him say how impressed and inspired he is just by watching you just last year. Just tell us a bit about how, you know, that kind of receptivity to what you're bringing from folks who are connected to it, how that resonates with you.
Definitely he tried to make me cry, for real. But I truly appreciate it. Putting this show together, working on it for for hours, trying to connect with people, get them to understand like what the show can do for them, why they should be a part of it, the hours that it takes to do, the time that it takes me away from my family, from my kids, and just different events. It makes it worth it, you know, when you have people to acknowledge what it is that you're doing and the why for what you're doing. It's touching, and it gives me that extra push to keep going. Every year I say I'm done. Every single year, everyone is always like, Aisha, you said that last year, but day of always like brings it back to me that I'm like, girl, you're not quitting this, or, you know, God didn't say it was time yet, you know, to give up on it. But just people like Coach that always like are willing to help, that are willing to give me encouragement or give me, you know, different ideas of how to keep going is extremely touching to me.
Yeah. I mean, that's really where I think there's so much beauty in, you know, community, understanding the value of what's there. But it does mean that we have to pour into it too, right? And so that's, we can't keep saying that there's nothing here for Black folks. When we have anchors like this and we don't show up or we don't support, or, you know, we have folks that are like, I don't know if I'm going to do that. Well, we need people to be running to these kinds of opportunities. And so what are some of those ways that, you know, you keep people engaged year over year to want to compete, to want to show up? What are some of the things that you're doing out there in the community to constantly spread the word?
Normally what I do is I try to go to people's salons and try to talk to them and convince them. A lot of times I think people just don't know what to do or what all they have to do to be a part of the show. And so with the show, we have like 2 different categories with the show. You can have one model and just do a design on that one model. You can cut that one model's hair, or you could be a part of our main competition. And that is the part where you come up with a theme, you come up with music, you do up to 10 models. And so you get to be extremely creative. Like Coach said, in the past, we had someone who did Avatar. We've had our cosmetology schools like SBI in the past, we've had Evergreen in the past, we have Summit this year that's out in Tacoma, which we're extremely excited to have them. The schools bring like incredible themes, like in Vegas, or, you know, like they've had like garden themes, and, you know, you just get to be very creative, which you don't always get that opportunity to do. So making sure that I'm telling stylists and barbers like, hey, this is an opportunity for you to showcase to your community what you can do, who you are. We always hear that there's not a lot of stylists here in Seattle, or we don't know where the Black stylists are, or just where stylists are, period. This is an opportunity for you to advertise yourself, get your name out there, show them who you are, how creative you can be, and just interact with your community. Like, you don't get that many options. This is an event that is a family-friendly event. I have my clients that are in their 70s that are like, girl, where's my ticket at? You know, they want to be there every year, to where my young children are excited to be there. They want to get on stage. They want to see the dancers. They want to see the hair. They want to see the vendors and buy products from them. So it's just an incredible experience that I hope everyone is able to come out and enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, you just said something though that also rang really true for me, because I can only imagine. I think about, you know, my cousin works in a salon, and it's now they turned it into a beauty school. And you have to teach the basics, right? So like, no matter where you are, you're learning the basics, but where do you get to just explore creativity other than maybe on the offshoot that a client, or, you know, sometimes a family member who sometimes are your first clients, right? Say, it's okay, go ahead, throw the pink in there or do something fun, right? But oftentimes it is very limited in terms of folks being able to explore that layer of creativity that's within them. And this is where these kinds of opportunities really open the door for them to like kind of show themselves what they're made of too. And so have you been able to experience that from participants in the past who have been like, whoa, this like made me think outside of a box that I realized I was in, because I have to service clients, you know, on the regular basis with some of the more basic things with hair, but now I get to do something really cool and fun.
Oh, definitely. We've had so many stylists that have, I mean, in our earlier years, we had like a fantasy category. The schools always have the fantasy category, so the students really get to showcase that creativity, because as soon as they get into the industry, they're definitely not going to be able to put flowers on top of people's heads or a space needle or, you know, anything like that. But while you are in school or while you have the hair show, you have that opportunity to really say, like, I see, you know, flowers growing out of somebody's head or a building on someone's head. Like, you can literally tap into that type of creativity. And we have had that year after year. And we hope that you guys like even go back and look at some of our past pictures from our shows before and just see how creative all of these styles have been, and the opportunity that clients have had to be able to say like, oh wow, I didn't even know that you could do that, like, or that that's something that you knew how to do, and I might want a little something different. So
yeah. I mean, and you said it too earlier, this is open to barbers as well.
Yes.
So like barbers get to come showcase those really cool cuts, right? And do something really fun with, you know, with their little skills. I'm telling you that I've seen some amazing videos, and now it feels like there's so many different things that people are bringing to the forefront in terms of like new ways of using even some of the same tools, using them in different ways. So there's a lot of fun things that people can explore here. But I want to talk a little bit about your salon as well. I mean, obviously you're doing this show because you have a love of hair, and you get to do that and work with your clients every day. Tell us a little bit about Life Salon.
So I have had Life Salon for 16 years now. Which is a major accomplishment in this industry. I definitely love what I do. I have a very steady clientele, a dedicated clientele that has just provided for me and my family and allowed me to be able to just kind of think outside of the box and do other things for my community. Definitely during this time, my clients have to understand, like, I'm not always in there, or I have limited days, or, you know, things like that when I'm working on the show or the main awards. But Life Salon has been wonderful to me, and being able to sponsor the show has been great this year. Actually, last year, I created my own product line, so I now have my own product line, which is called Post by Life Salon, and it is about a 13-item product line where I have leave-in conditioner and hydrating shampoo, conditioner. I have candles. I have shine spray. It was quite a task, and I'm pretty proud of it right now. So it's still very new to me, but it was a dream that I had for years upon years. And during COVID, it was very eye-opening to me that I had nothing to fall back on to actually provide for me and my family. Like, outside of the salon, I was doing the hair competition. We couldn't have competitions during that time. Couldn't have educational classes during that time. And the product line was something that I had thought about for years, but just didn't know where to start. Confidence with it was kind of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if people are going to purchase, you know, just all of those things that kind of hold you back from dreams that you had. And so during that time, I realized that it was something that I was holding myself back from doing, and that it was something that I needed to jump on out there and do. So Life Salon now has its own product line, which is Post by Life Salon, and yeah, I'm excited about it.
Oh, well, then that means you get to plug a couple of things
A couple
today.
of things,
I
yeah.
want to give you the time to do that. Of course, we want folks to know how they show up at Reign of
Yes.
Style. We're going to keep that message going all week, but also how can they come to Life Salon, maybe purchase products,
Yes.
maybe become a new client. Look right there, let them know.
Yes. So again, we would love to have you at the Reign of Style Hair Competition and Show. You can get your tickets, find out more information, to be a vendor, to participate in the show at reignofstyle.com, REIGNOFSTYLE. And then if you would like to become a new client of mine at Life Salon, it is lifesalon.com. That is LIFESSALON.com. And you can also get products from Post by Life Salon at the same website.
There it is.
Thank you.
So much greatness going on, Aisha. And I see you got your Reign of Style.
I got my
show
Reign of
on
Style
today.
shirt on.
I love it. I love it. You're ready. Thanks so much again for being a part of this amazing takeover week.
Thank you.
We'll definitely keep on going, and we
Yes.
have another touch point later on in the week for the folks. Thanks again for joining me
Thank you
today.
for having me.
Y'all, I'm telling you, it's already joy abounding over here because of this amazing Reign of Style takeover week. I'm going to wrap up this episode right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Africatown Plaza is our latest affordable housing development project. It's 126 units of affordable housing over community commercial space.
It's the first time in my career, and I've been doing this for 10 years, that I was able to design for people who look like me.
Africatown Plaza is a beacon of hope.
Africatown Plaza is a love letter to the community.
You on my mind a lot, don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You seem like the barging down, got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch, might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part 2, we don't need no pause. We miss you, we gon' get cookies, don't need a power shot.
Copy my steel. Face the fact that copy my steel.
A new COVID vaccine is here. It's designed to help prevent the COVID variants that we're seeing spreading now. Even if you got COVID before or got COVID booster shots and the vaccine, it's important to get this new vaccine. It's safe to get the COVID shot and the flu shot at the same time. Get both to prevent serious illness this fall and winter. Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Huge shout out to my guest today, Koach Giggz, of course, not only the host of Reign of Style show, but also doing so much more. Y'all want to keep on staying connected with him and all the great works he's doing out here, spreading love and joy in the community in only the ways that he can. And of course, huge shout out to Aisha, the producer of Reign of Style, also owner of Life Salon. And honestly, now we just heard about it, a whole product line that you can tap in with as well. Make sure you go to lifesalon.com and learn how you can either become a client, become a patron of some of those amazing products, and also get your tickets to Reign of Style. Y'all gonna be hearing me say it all week. We want to keep on pumping this up because this is an anchor that is so needed in our community. Y'all know I'm always inspired by what folks share here today, and I want you to be inspired because even if it's not hair, okay, if it's not dance, if it's not something in that realm, there's always a way for you to be giving back and to be contributing to your community. So be inspired to find your way to see yourself as a part of the solution, as my guests here have today, as always. And for me, y'all, until tomorrow at 11 a.m., peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.